So here we'll talk about the POSBox of Odoo. So we'll start by a brief introduction of what is the POSBox and what it is used for, how to connect it to a network by Ethernet or Wi-Fi, how to configure it in your Odoo instance, the new feature which is the customer display, then how to update it, and we'll finish by a small demonstration to show how it works in live. So the introduction. You need a POSBox to make a link between your device, which can be a computer, a tablet, a phone, and the hardware devices, which can be a POS printer, a cash drawer, or even a barcode scanner, or even a scale. So here is just the list of the supported device by the POSBox. We'll just wait 2 minutes that everybody get a seat. So how to connect this POSBox to your network environment and how to communicate with it. So there are two choices, Ethernet or Wi-Fi. Ethernet is quite easy, you just plug the wire and it works. Wi-Fi is a little bit more complicated because of securities on Wi-Fi. You have to set password, but you don't have physical access to the POSBox. So there are 3 steps. When you plug in to the power a POSBox that has no internet connection, it will set up with a Wi-Fi network, which is called POSBox, and you can connect with your tablet or computer to this network, and there you will have access to a web page where you can configure the Wi-Fi you want to connect your POSBox to. And so here is just the screen how it works. When you will plug in your POSBox to the power, it will print a ticket or show its address IP on the screen if a screen is plugged into, and you can connect to it through its IP, which is by default 10.11.12.1 and the port of the POSBox. There you have a page, which is the Wi-Fi configuration page, where you can choose the local Wi-Fi network that exists. So here it was the Wi-Fi Odoo. And you can set the password the POSBox will have to connect to. You can also choose if you want it make it persistent. So if each time you will replug in your POSBox, it will connect to this Wi-Fi, if you will have to re-enter the password every time. If you often move and change Wi-Fi, it could be possible. So this is how you can configure your POSBox to connect to an existing Wi-Fi. So how to configure your POSBox in Odoo? You just have to go to your point of sale. You have the different point of sale you have configured, and you have a settings called POSBox, and you check it if you want to use a POSBox with this point of sale. By checking it, you have different settings that are open. You have the first one, the most important, which is the IP address of the POSBox. So as I said previously, when you plug in your POSBox, it will print its own IP. So you just have to enter the address printed by the POSBox, and then you can check what devices are connected to it. So barcode scanner, electronic scale, cash drawer, receipt printer, and also a display that you can plug in HDMI on the POSBox. And you can a bit configure the customer display. So we talk to it. Here you can set customized advertising. You can change the default color, and for now it's it, I think. To update the POSBox, if there are upgrades done from our part, it's the same process done to connect it to Wi-Fi. So you have to connect to the IP address of the POSBox in your browser, and you will have a page here, upgrade page, which will allow you to upgrade the code. And what will it do? It will go to GitHub and pull the last version and last code of the POSBox to the Raspberry Pi, and then it will reboot the POSBox to launch the local server with the new code. Even if there are no upgrade and you click the button upgrade, it will reboot, because as it's just a pull on GitHub, we don't have the feedback if there is new code or not, and we always reboot the Raspberry Pi. So we can do a small demonstration. So I have a POSBox just there, linked to a printer, and I will link it to the display on your right side, and we'll configure it in Odoo and configure the Wi-Fi to show you all the screens. So first, il va sortir, je crois. So when the POSBox is open, you get a ticket with the address IP, and if you have a screen, you have the different address IPs on the screen. So here, to configure it in Wi-Fi, I select a network. I've got a network called POSBox. So it's just the Wi-Fi itself of the POSBox, so I don't have access to internet when I'm connected to this network. So I can connect to it. I'm already connected. And I can go to the IP written by the POSBox, just over there. And here is the page where I can do the upgrade and Wi-Fi configuration. So if I want to connect it to the Wi-Fi over there, I've got here a list of all existing Wi-Fi in the area. So I will try, I don't know if it will work, to connect it to Odoo staff, which is our Wi-Fi. Set up the password. And so now I will be disconnected from the POSBox network. And the POSBox should connect to this. But I'm not sure the Wi-Fi. And will reprint its new address, IP address, when it will be connected. But it seems that the Wi-Fi is not with us today. Okay. So it has failed. So we have the same IP, and I suppose the Wi-Fi POSBox is back. Of course, it's back. So it must not work because it's a big Wi-Fi and there's a lot of computer connected to it today. So there's a bit of noise on it. So I can show you how we can configure it. As I've got the server on my local computer, I don't need an internet access to get my Odoo. So I just need my IP. Ça merde. So I will just have to reboot it because it's still trying to connect to the existing Wi-Fi. Sorry for that.
Could you explain more what you're doing?
What exactly? What do you want to?
What you're doing? How you connect on USB or what you are doing?
I'm trying to connect the POSBox to the network. Like this, your computer on the same network can use the device which are connected by USB on the POSBox with your web instance of Odoo. It means that when you will print in your navigator, in your browser, when you will print a receipt, it will send locally the receipt to the POSBox, and it will be print without having the printer connected to a computer or a tablet, because the tablet is mobile and you move with it, and you cannot plug a printer to your iPad or your iPhone. So here I'm connected to it. I go to my Odoo server and I will configure the POSBox here. So I enter its address IP, which is 10.11.12.1, just there. I've got a customer display, which is this screen, and I also have got a receipt printer, which is just over there. I save the settings of my point of sale. Then I create a new session of POS on my computer over there. So the POS is launched and connected to the POSBox over there. It's not yet connected to the screen. There is a one link connection, so I have to click on it to connect, because you can have one POSBox shared by multiple devices, and only one device can show the screen. You cannot show multiple screens on one screen, but you can print multiple tickets from multiple. So when I click there, I've got my POS customer display over there. So when we had some items here on the menu, that appears to the customer display. And when I will print my receipt here, for example, some paid $6. When I will validate, it will send the ticket to print to the POSBox, and the ticket will get out from the printer linked by you.
PDF.
Sorry?
You skip the PDF file.
Yes. When a POSBox is linked with a printer to it, there is no preview of the PDF, because it directly print to the POS printer. Yeah. And so then you got your ticket that gets out of this.